This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Family member of assaulted Hanover teen in police custody. A male family member of a minor who was allegedly assaulted by a 45-year-old male staff member of the Noel Holmes Hospital in Hanover is currently in police custody. The family member of the 15-year-old girl was taken into custody this morning by the police. This was confirmed by Superintendent Sharon B. Put, who is in charge of the Hanover Police Division. The family member, who is not the stepfather as reported elsewhere, is accused of assaulting the teen at age 10. The girl, who allegedly suffered from depression, was admitted on May 19 at the Noel Holmes Hospital when in another incident she was allegedly fondled by Damian Bigby, a male nursing assistant, on the night of May 21 in the hospital. It's understood that her ordeal at the hands of the accused family member may have led to her state of depression. Bigby, whose case was called up for the first time in the Hanover Parish Court on Wednesday, is slated to return to court on June 29. The case is currently being investigated by the Hanover branch of the Center for Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse. Trelawney crab theft. Farmer loses almost entire cast. Crab farmer Jermaine Morris woke up to find his backyard pen almost empty this morning. Morris says 95% of his crabs, worth about $200,000, were stolen last night. He was alerted by his barking dogs around 2 a.m. I went outside to look. I realized that someone broke into one of my crab pens, he told the news. This is not the first time Morris's crabs have been stolen, but it's the biggest hit. I know it is a product that is in great demand. It could be a case where someone was in the bush hunting and saw my crab pen and decided to steal all of them, Morris said. The 42-year-old businessman from Rock District near Falmouth, Trelawney, was featured in the news yesterday. He had detailed plans to expand his business to ultimately tap into the export market. The farmer says his spirit is not broken and he will be seeking to secure his business against a repeat raid. I hope whatever money they got, they put it to use because this is the last time, he said. Taxi operators in Hope Bay, Portland protest for fare increase. Scores of commuters were left stranded in Hope Bay, Portland this morning after taxi operators withdrew their services as they called for a fare increase from the government. The more than 30 taxi operators took to the streets from as early as 7 o'clock in a peaceful protest in the town center, leaving commuters stranded for more than 4 hours. A spokesperson for the group, Michael Grant, told the news that the increase in gas prices has created undue hardships on operators and that they are finding it extremely difficult to cope with the existing taxi fare. We have not had a fare increase in more than 4 years, yet still, gas prices continue to increase almost every other day, Grant argued. A majority of us do not own a vehicle and therefore we have to work to pay ourselves. It is really tough and we can't even carry out no full load again. Our bosses expect to still collect the $20,000 per week from us and we still have to feed our families, he further argued. According to the taxi operators, their plight is further compounded by COVID-19 restrictions, such as the rule to carry one less passenger and the curfew order, which they say has significantly affected their earnings, especially on weekends. The operators have vowed to continue their protest to get a fare increase. Beachy Stout denied bail. Everton Beachy Stout Mcdonald, the Portland businessman who is charged with the murder of his wife and an ex-spouse, was denied bail when he appeared in the Home Circuit Court on Wednesday afternoon. Mr. McDonald is scheduled to return to court on September 23. He was charged in February with the murder of his first wife Marlene McDonald at her home in May 2009. Investigators reopened the case last year after Mr. McDonald was arrested for the murder of his second wife, Tonya. Mr. McDonald and another man were arrested and charged after they were taken into custody on August 5, 2020. Third person dies following last week's shooting in Gordontown. The death toll from last week's attack by gunmen in Gordontown, St. Andrew, has increased to 3. Andre Jackson, 22, died in hospital on Sunday. 2 other men, Demoy Foster and Raymond Palmer, were killed during the incident on May 25. They were among 4 persons shot when heavily armed men opened gunfire on a group on Gordontown Road. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.